All-party delegation that is visiting Slovenia at the moment, of course, had a very extensive, successful talks yesterday with several important, stakeholders here in the government of Slovenia, including the parliamentarians of Slovenia, including the National Security Advisor in the Prime Minister's office, as well as the Secretary General in the Foreign Minister's office, have spoken to the parliamentary delegation here who is visiting from India, of course, taking the message of India that, how India has faced terrorism over the last many decades from Pakistan, and Pakistan-sponsored terrorism has been, one of the key, Operation Sindur and Pakistan-sponsored terrorism has been one of the key on the agendas that the parliamentary delegation did speak about with both the National Security Advisor to the Prime Minister here in Slovenia, and also to the Secretary General in the Foreign Ministry office here in Slovenia. The talks have been extensively successful, and what we understand is that Slovenian officials and the government officials that this parliamentary delegation did speak to have extensively supported the government of India's stand on terrorism, and has unequivocally condemned the terror attack on the Indian soil. And of course they have said that they will be and in fact reassured that they stand by India, they stand against terrorism, they do stand against the terrorism. And of course the global terrorism is also something that has been spoken about in the meeting. The officials, the parliamentary delegation here did present with a dossier that has given details of the terror hideout camps that have been in Pakistan, and how the government in Pakistan, including the military establishment as well as the political establishment, has supported the terror networks on the soil of Pakistan. And that is extremely important to note for the international community, that this has been one of the key tactics of Pakistan to raise a proxy war, and this message from India has been clearly delivered to the Slovenian counterparts here. And both, what we understand of course is also the fact that the Slovenian government officials, bureaucrats, as well as think tanks that have interacted with the parliamentary delegation did express their support for India, and also did say that terrorism has become a cancer to the globe, and it is like a cancer that needs to be treated right at the root for making the society a better society to live in. And of course peace is something that is paramount for the global society and as well as for India. But as India has made it clear that terror and talks, terror and trade cannot go hand in hand. And of course the fact that blood and water cannot flow together, and this the Prime Minister has made it categorically clear that there will be no talks with Pakistan until and unless they take decisive steps to hand over terrorists that have been raising a proxy war on the soil of India. And of course this has been also conveyed to the Slovenian counterparts that the delegation, the all-party parliamentary delegation, did meet here. And of course this is going to go a long way in building a much more friendly, healthy relationship between Slovenia and India. And remember, Slovenia is also a permanent, in fact, I beg your pardon, a non-permanent member in the UNSC. So therefore, their support both in the EU as well as in the UN will go a long way to put out a message against Pakistan and its proxy terrorism, as well as the harboring of terrorism in Pakistan is concerned.
And Dibyendo in his update also fills us in on what is the importance of the visit to Slovenia in particular, and the itinerary of the delegation led by DMK MP Kanimoy Karunanidhi.
An important part, of course, is the fact that India's message is clear, that in Operation Sindur we have made precision strikes on especially the terror hideouts and the terror training camps that had been on the soil of Pakistan. So therefore this visit is absolutely significant, because it raises the very point that how Pakistan as a state has been sponsoring terrorism, and we have been time and again stating that Pakistan has been sponsoring the state-sponsored terrorism that Pakistan has been carrying out against India, raging a proxy war. And this stand the international community, and not just this delegation, the delegation that is moving around in different parts of the world, have made it amply clear to all the nations that it is visiting, that these similar delegation is visiting, that Pakistan and their nefarious design of waging a proxy war against India is being exposed to the international community. And this and of course this will bring out a clear message. And as far as today's commitments for the parliamentary delegation is concerned, is of course they are going to this National Assembly once again to meet with the President of the National Council later this morning, and also of course they will be meeting with an important delegation in the noon, after which the delegation would be moving to Greece for further engagements from here on. And of course, the message once again from India is loud and clear as they reach out to multiple nations across the world, that India is committed to weed out terrorism, and the world needs to stand united and support India against terror and terrorist activities. And of course, terrorism is just not a problem of India, but also the problem of the globe.